Hi Flora, Daphne here. How are you? Thanks for sending in your next essays for correction and working so hard through the course. Really, really well. Okay, one thing immediately we need to sort out. This essay is super long, yeah? You are on for like 400 and something words, 80 words or something. The guideline from the examiner is 250. Um, you can go to 350. If you're developing your argument and it's all going fantastic well, that's fine. This is too long. The problems there's lots of problems with this, okay? Um, One, you're really not answering what they want, which is around 250, okay? So we all agree that 350 is okay. But 480, the danger is that they will stop marking. So they might stop here and not mark this bit at all, in which case you would lose a lot of points. So it's really important that your exam is not as long as this, okay? So I will kind of suggest little bits that you could cut, or maybe you can suggest, you can go through it again and see what you could cut. It is important. So experts throughout the developing and developed world have debated whether you don't need that and whether. So whether the advent of technological language interpretation via the internet, well done, good paraphrasing there, advances humans' lives, or whether the contradictory statement has become the case. Okay, personally, I am in line with, I wouldn't use that, it's too informal. I believe this is a good thing, or I believe this is a positive development. I'd go with that I believe this is a positive development. This essay will argue both sides, using examples, that's fine. On one hand, there's ample and powerful evidence, I like that, to show that, or okay, that the adoption of language translation tools accelerates the tourism industry. You don't need that. Accelerates the tourism industry and stimulates economic growth. Don't need the economic growth, th. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, with the assistance of instant linguistic translation, good, international visitors can inquire directions. We just usually ask directions in English, and I'd stick with that because it's more natural. Ask directions, order food or drinks, as well as have a simple conversation with local residents without the requirements of following a tour guide. Very good point, very nicely made. That's excellent. So why don't you, instead of exhausting yourself doing this, why don't you say, give me some names, apps such as Google Translate, blah, blah, blah. Just give me a few names. Motivates people to take an overseas journey as it enables travellers to arrange their own trips according to their preferences. Yes, yeah, due to the decline of the language barrier. Okay, I would say here becoming more independent. Okay, secondly, it gives both international and local businesses a boost. Good. Because join this together, if the instructions or ingredients of the merchandise can be understood through the use. I would say through the use, not by the use. Through the use of translation apps. You can say this now, language translation, yeah. Customers may be, remember we're just going to be a bit more distant, more willing to purchase the products. For example, recent empirical research by the Taiwan government demonstrates that the number of souvenirs and food sold at the airport increased sharply to nearly double, really, since the free access of online translation has been available. Increased, yes, have been available. Good, nice grammar work there, very nice. Must not be forgotten that although language interpretation assists us humans with immediate conversation, it cannot completely communicate with more specific skills. Thus, it's conclusively clear that use of translation, yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. I would not, that it's conclusively clear is a very strong conclusion, and that you're only just casually mentioning problems in communication. So I would say conclusively clear that translation apps have enabled us to be more independent and confident when traveling. I wouldn't put this misunderstanding, yes, but that's not conclusively clear from what you said. Conclusively clear is your point about traveling. This is more like a side point. So I think you need to just change that. Okay. On the other hand, although the advances of artificial translators are significant, its multiple drawbacks cannot be ignored. I wouldn't use admitted, I'd just go ignored. This is largely because a vast number of language learners have lost their learning enthusiasm and now depend on online translation tools to deal with their language assignments. For example, extensive study by Liberty News illustrated that 2/3 of pupils believed it unnecessary to spend time on acquiring a new language as the artificial translators are usable. Yes. Now, that could go. If we're going to cut, you don't need that. Nonetheless, language translation is a complicated process. Which involves, yes, okay, yeah, that can go. Intercultural communication and cannot be simply replaced by word-to-word interpretation. Good. Consistent with this is that ambiguous and often confusing conversation may occur in business, trade, or commercial interaction. Good, yeah. Thus, it's possible to state beyond doubt that online translation has discouraged people from language learning. Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's the right conclusion for that bit. Excellent. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that the new generation will lose their ability to obtain. I'm just going to say to learn. We don't really obtain a language, we learn a language. To learn a foreign language, along with the increase of frequently using online translation apps, it's predicted that. I don't think you necessarily need your prediction here. You've written a very strong essay, and because it's very long, I would kind of leave that out. I like the predictions, but I think you have to make sure that they are kind of make sense. Intercultural communication is less likely to be minded in the future. I don't know what you mean by minded. I'd almost say if you want to use it, that intercultural communication will continue to be enhanced by these apps. You know, that it's going to get better and better because, as you say, the barriers have come down. I don't think you need that, but well done. This is a very, very good essay. Really impressed. Although this paragraph is very, very long, you've got lots of great stuff in there. You're confident on your grammar. The arguments are flowing very nicely. So really, really good work. Now, what to do when there's not much to say? Okay, you wrote me that question, and what have you got here? 164. You're okay. I mean, you only need 150. Yeah. So the given pie chart compares the preferences of different curriculums, including maths, geography, yes, in German schools in the year 2017. Overall, of these 7 modules, physical education in Germany is the most popular subject. Now, capital letter, well, only a minimal amount of students favour, yeah, or enjoyed. Okay, sorry, I missed that. Was. So past tense throughout this. Was and favoured IT. According to the chart, okay, physical education and history were the 2 most popular subjects. Now, okay, most favourite. This is my most favourite. I don't know if I can have most favourite because favourite is like the top. Most enjoyed. Let's do enjoyed. Most enjoyed subjects, which represented a similar percentage, despite an insignificant represented a similar percentage. Give me the amount. At, okay, X and Y, respectively. Okay, I can't see the writing, it's a bit smaller, respectively. But give me the numbers, because this is all about the numbers, this kind of task. You don't need to be, so that can go, respectively. With two most popular subjects, and then put this here. Both, I don't think you need that. With only a slight difference between them, and they represented a similar percentage, or yeah, not sure if you need that. Um, the third uh, maths was the third most popular. Now you can say most popular subject at 19.5, closely followed by physics at around 18%. Good, that's fine. I think it's worth saying here, these four subjects accounted for over or almost 50% of the total. Okay, so I think you can put in something else here, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then come down here for your next paragraph. So get it into 4 paragraphs. Nonetheless, you don't need to have a connecting word here. Don't comment on it. Okay. The majority of German peoples disliked that. Now, not the majority, because the majority liked the other ones. So you can't say the majority here. That'd be the wrong word. You'd have to say. In contrast, biology, geography, and information technology were significantly less popular. Yeah, so significantly less popular is a nice way of doing a comparative. Okay, biology and which are the top ones? Biology and geography accounted for X%, whereas the lowest. No, we've had IT, haven't we? Yeah. So biology and geography showed similar numbers, 7.1 and 6.4, whereas geography was 3.7%, almost or just over half that of biology. So make some comparisons within that. However, the percentage of the most popular subject was, yes, good, was sevenfold. Most popular subject, history or PE, was sevenfold that of. You don't need to have as much as that of the least favourite. Good. The PE in history dominated the first half of. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That could go in there as your final line. Dominated the half percentage. Okay. Or that is quite a nice line to end with, that one there. Okay, so if you put in an extra comment about the relationship between these numbers, then that could be your final line, and then you don't need that one, because we kind of said that again up in here, didn't we, in the first paragraph. But really good. Sorry if that sounds a little bit confused. They're quite difficult to kind of comment on, but you've done a nice job there. You found the right information. I would look at a bit more comparative language. There's a nice, if you go on the website, there's a nice free access little video about task 1 bar charts, and at the end of that video it gives you some really good comparative language. So have a look at that, might be useful for all these task ones. Really good work, Flora. Thank you.